Shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp, coming back at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah into the lesson. Lord's willing is edifying. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Bahashim Rahakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And I just want to go into not really the wicked not understanding, but how the righteous was able to get this truth and hold on to it. Because you got a lot of men that got this truth and went back into the world. And it was something that they learned that didn't stick with their spirit. So I want to read, let me go to Daniel 12 first. It says, many shall be purified and made white. Yeah, that's understanding this truth, getting the correct name, the correct breakdowns, trying to keep the commandments to the best of your ability, understanding certain things, not just leaning to your own understanding, going against the elders and apostles, trying to change what was already brought forth as truth. You got a lot of men that's doing that, and women too, and they just don't get it, and they go back into the world. They become that dog returning to his vomit. Verse 10 again, it says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right. I wouldn't really consider myself wise before I got the truth. But it did bring a tremendous amount of wisdom and understanding. So don't think that just because you don't know much now that you're not going to understand this. No, the Lord can be working with you. And you don't even know. It's a lot of people that haven't even really heard the truth. That's gonna get it. And it's a lot of people that know that we're right, and they're just holding back for some reason, but they're gonna get it. And then there's some that's just not gonna get it. But let me go to verse 9 too. It says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. That lets you know that this word was not going to come out until the last days, that the truth is not going to come out until the last days. The understanding of Daniel chapter 7, chapter 8, the statue, the different beasts, different nations, rulers. These breakdowns were not going to come out until the end. Joel chapter 2, chapter 3, a lot of things. Revelations 13. That lets you know that the religions that's been around for hundreds of years and 1,000 years ain't got it. They ain't got it. It was prophesied that this truth is for certain people, and they were going to get it at the end. Okay, this is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh. Now, this is right before this was right in the time of the end that the Lord was going to do this. In verse 6, it says, and he shall turn the heart of the children, the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, was dealing with, with men in these last days. And this scripture is actually talking about Abba Bivens. He was able to understand this truth in 1969. Well, that actually brought forth a lot of prophecy, just that year alone, in that time, that he was actually able to put together more information on the truth and put it out there. And then, a little bit later came the 12 tribes chart, which is also true. That was prophecy as well. But the thing is, people weren't going to get this until the end. And then when it does come, some people try to put their own twist on it. That's because you're not part of that. You're not part of the elect. Let's go to Matthew real quick. 13 and 22, I believe. Yep. Matthew 13 and 22, it says, he that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. So those are the men. You got men still teaching that's doing this thing for riches. The Lord is not dealing with people like that, with a large following. Verse 23, it says, but he that received seed, he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. So, some men gonna teach, and it's gonna open the eyes of others that were blinded, and they're gonna understand, and they're gonna bring people in. But just because you put on this, this image of being this great person, and you got all this money, and because people flock to money, but as far as understanding, because a lot is, like I said, it's a lot of people that don't understand yet. They're still asleep, but they're gonna get it. Those people are gonna probably start listening to those other groups, and it's not gonna make sense, and they're gonna come over to Great Millstone. That's normally how it happens. So it is a certain purpose for these other groups, just to put themselves out there and draw people in. And then you find out, well, that the name is not right. They still going off about this. They still going off about that. And then you keep searching, and it brings you to the men of Great Millstone. But yeah, this truth, just it was meant to come out in the end. And you got men that was gonna use it, men that was gonna get it and go back into the world, and men that was actually gonna understand. Second Ezra 6 and 28. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So yeah, the faith is flourishing, because we see now that in a few months we may not know where our food is going to come from, or may not have any money, because this digital ID thing, which we know is part of the MOTB, which I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, the mark of the beast. So we understand that these prophecies are coming, so all faith is going to flourish in that time. We don't know where our food is going to come from. We just understand that the Lord is going to provide for his servants. You think the Lord is going to bring us into this truth? We get it, and we try our best to be as righteous as possible according to what the scriptures say. And then we get punished in the end with everybody else that's getting punished. That's not how the Lord going to do it. But yeah, it says, "Been so long without fruit, shall the truth shall flourish, or shall be declared." All right, that lets you know that years and years went by of men not really understanding. A lot of the prophets didn't really know what they were seeing in their visions. John the Baptist didn't know what he was looking at. Not John the Slakia, John the Revelator. Correction, Slakia. Didn't know what he was looking at when he received the visions on the island of Patmos. All right. So it's only for the prophets in the end to really have the 100% understanding and truth of the scriptures. And you're only going to get that understanding from Great Millstone and the men that teach the same doctrine. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I pray this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And brothers, keep teaching, keep fighting. We got a lot of ears to put this word into, and a lot of eyes to open up, doing the work of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So until next time, shalom.